Well, hello and welcome back. It is time once again to try to fix something. And today on the workbench we've got a PS4 FAT that is acting strange. Now the eBay listing that I bought it off of said that it had a white light, but I've only seen it give a white light one time and there was no video. But let's see if we can get it to do something. We have standby power because we beep when we hit the eject button. Hit the power button, no light whatsoever. Nothing. And I think if I hit it again, it doesn't do anything. Eject will. So let me unplug it back here. And I have seen it hold this down, a white light one time. And it was when I attempted to put a disc in it. It did accept the disc, but that's about it. Right, she's going to take the disc. No light whatsoever, though. It's also not spinning the disc. Oh, look, white light. A very delayed white light. No video. That's just very strange behavior. Although I wonder, you know what, it could be that the blue light is busted. I've seen that before, where you think it's not doing anything because there's no light, and the blue LED would be busted. I have not seen that blue LED come on at all. I bet you it's busted. Just looking at this thing, it's in, okay shape. Looking at the back of it here, though, look at these screws. Those are not factory original. So somebody's been into it. I never did hear that disc spin this time. See if she'll eject. She will eject. I don't believe it's spinning. Now it doesn't want to eject it. Anyway, very strange behavior though. But no video. Nothing. So, let's see if we can get into this and see what's going on with it. I'm not sure how well this is going to show up with that LED on like that, but if you look just in front of that white, on top of it, yep, there's where that blue LED should be. It's busted off. So there's that mystery. That's why we don't get the blue light. And also, I found the rear cover screw. There's one of them. There's one of the rear cover screws stuck in there. So, but the other screws seem to be here. Not a lot of missing screws, which is surprising, because it does look like somebody's been into here. But they got most of the screws back in the right spot. This is a little bit scary. Take a look at that APU clamp upside down. That's not good. So somebody has been way into this thing. Alright, well, I'm digging into this more, and I think I may see why the Blu-ray's not working. You see that ribbon cable looks kind of mangled, but the important part is down in there. I do believe that ribbon cable is backwards. That one right there. It's turned the wrong way. So she's not going to work like that. But somebody has been in here. I've got a feeling trying to fix the HDMI port. And I've got a feeling that's what we're going to find. Alright, well, I've got the circuit board out. Just giving it a quick look over, and I noticed one of these little bypass capacitors has been knocked off the board. That's going to be on the 12-volt bus. Now that probably wouldn't cause a real problem, but we will be putting that back down. And looking at the HDMI port, though, I don't really see an issue with it. Not straight away. So I may have to get it on the workbench and see if we can take a closer look at it. Because it is also possible that the encoder IC itself is bad. That right there. Or those filters could be blown. Or all of the above. We won't know until we get a little further into it. Well, we are inside of the workbench. I'm going to take a quick look at this HDMI port, which physically looks okay. We're going to check it with the breakout board. Red probe on ground. What do we have? Wow, dead short. Pin 1, 0.04. 3 is the same way. 4 is open, shouldn't be. 5 should be ground. 6 is open, should not be. 7 is very, very low. 0.05 volts there in diode check mode. That's not normal. Ground. That's also very low. Low. That should be ground. So I think we've got a shorted encoder here. 13 is shorted to ground. 14 should be open. 15 looks normal. 16 looks normal. 17 should be ground. 18 looks normal. 19 looks normal. What about our fuse here? Which almost never goes. Okay. So I think we're going to have a bad encoder IC. That's what it's looking like. Let's look under the microscope. Maybe take some checks at some of the the bypass capacitors around that thing. Let's see here. Like right there. Now if I can get straightened up here. That capacitor right there. Dead short. And there's another one over here. Also shorted. Another one up here. Short. So, yeah. Now I'm a little concerned that this may have been a lightning strike. I mean, to have blown every input and output out of this IC like this makes me wonder if we've had a lightning strike. Take a quick look at the back of the Ethernet port. No, nothing there. All these diodes seem good. That port is original. You can kind of tell by looking at the solder, the mounting points. Rather original. But yeah, we got a bad encoder IC. Well, we are back out in the garage, and I have this circuit board back into the frame. Let's see, the Blu-ray is hooked up. I've got that cable twisted back around right, I think. Yeah, it should be right. Let's see, hard drive is in it. Power supply's back in it. Monitor's on. Let's see what happens. Do we get a blue light? There we go. Blue light. A beautiful blue light. Now, do we get video, though? Nothing yet. But we have a white light. And still no video. Darn it. Well, I didn't... I missed something. I missed something somewhere. Alright, we're still out here in the garage. I'm shutting it down now. I was just checking, 5 volts at the HDMI connector, and it's good. 5 volts looks good. I just want to see what happens if you try to bring it up in safe mode. So I'm going to hold down the power button. There's our second beep. Just want to see if we get anything, any kind of output at 480 resolution. It doesn't look like it. I see a white light. There's nothing there. Trying to wiggle it. Absolutely nothing. Very curious. I'm back at the workbench. I've got the board back out on the workbench here, and I think I found a problem. And let me give you a good close-up of it so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see, right about there. That's one of those filters that I was talking about not opening up. And it does look like I have shorted it. You know what it was? My little metal shield pushed that solder together. That's where I had it propped on those filters, common mode chokes. So, is that our only issue? Can I get in here? You can see the flux starting to come out. This is hard to get to. Alright. I think that'll work. Okay. I think that's probably our issue. Let's give this another try, shall we? Alright, well, I'm ready to try this again. I looked and looked and could not find anything wrong, although my gut feeling was there was still a problem with that encoder IC. But checking, all around it, I couldn't really find anything, that looked out of whack comparing to another board, except for some of the supply pins going in. The resistance reading was a little bit higher than it should have been. Kind of like some of the supply pins weren't making connection with the IC. That's my working theory at this point. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. But, yeah, nothing low resistance. It was a little bit high resistance. But it was a difference compared to a working board. So what I've done, I reheated that IC, straightened it up a little bit. It was a little bit askew. Straightened it up and pushed down on it. And this time solder balls came out from under it, which tells me that I did not have it pushed down securely before. So let's see what happens this time. Nothing yet. I don't think she's going to work. White light, no video. Oh, darn. But the only thing left to do is to change that encoder IC again. That was a brand new one. Doesn't mean it was a good one, but it was a brand new one. So where are we now? I did a lot of checking, a lot of testing, making comparisons to a known working board. I could not find anything wrong. Everything checked out fine. I powered it up on the bench and checked, there's the HDMI IC gets 2.5 and a 1.09 volts, and those were there. And I found out that those are there in standby mode. I didn't realize that, but they're there as soon as you plug in the supply. So I learned something there. But they're there. Everything, and the 5 volts is good. Everything looks good. So out of desperation, I went ahead and changed the HDMI encoder IC again to see what's going to happen. And I have not tried it. I have not cleaned any flux off. It's a mess. But that's the point of that. I've changed out the encoder IC again, and we're going to see what happens. Uh-oh. I don't believe it. Well, sometimes you get bad parts. That's amazing. I did not expect that. But it makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not totally insane. I checked everything. Yeah. Oh, it's in Spanish. But yeah, I checked that the power supply is going to it. There's an enable line from the south bridge. All that was great. I couldn't figure out why it would not work. And now it makes sense. It was a bad chip that I put on there. It was this chip here was out of the same batch of new parts as that last one, but it is what it is. Looks like it was a bad part. Anyway, that was an interesting one. Took me longer than it should have, I suppose. But anyway, I hope that was interesting, educational, and something. You got some value out of it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next repair. Bye for now.